Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
It's Andrew and William here from Allegory Gallery, and we are at Star Cottage Studio. Hope you are all doing well tonight. It is a beautiful day here in Ligonier. We had amazing weather. I'm even in a sweatshirt. Like, I consider that amazing spring weather when it's a little bit chilly, but sunny. So sunny today, and nice, and not rainy, and not hot, not out there sweating like crazy. Just a beautiful day.
Of course, the one day that you don't plan on doing any mowing.
Right? Yeah. The one day I was not planning to do mowing. I was going to try and get up here and do some weed eating, but I ran behind and didn't get that done because that's the whole thing. If I start weed eating, that's where I might get into ticks. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to get home and get undressed and take a shower and all that stuff, check for ticks before the live. So I didn't get that done today, but we'll see. We'll see when I get that done, because I was going to say maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow is store day. This is a new thing for us now. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have to be at the store because the store's open. We're back into that routine. So I woke up today and scared myself because I woke up later than I would have had to get to the store. And I was like, is it Friday? Did I forget? No, it's not yet. But tomorrow will be that day. Andrew and I will be going up to the store, and we will be in Johnstown. Andrew will then on Saturday be at Touchstone for their open house. I wish I could go.
I think I'm going to go in the morning, and then I'm going to head up to Indiana and go to the launch of the local exchange mini truck.
Oh, that's nice. I know you were wondering how you were going to get to do both.
So we'll see.
It's going to make a long day traveling for you.
Correct. I think it's like 1 hour down, one and a half, 1 hour-ish.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours up, and then 1 hour down.
So you're going to spend about 4.5 hours or so just traveling tomorrow. Saturday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be in Johnstown. And then Sunday, I'm going to be in Johnstown. I don't know if Andrew has plans on Sunday.
I don't know yet.
He's like, I don't know yet.
I have to check my calendar.
That's the thing. The calendar's getting full. Calendar is getting full. Let's say hi to everybody. Marianne says, is it nap time yet? It should be, but you're not allowed to nap now, Marianne. You got to wait until after the live now. Right? Charlie is with us on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. I do have Instagram next to me today. I got myself together enough to bring over the iPad so I can run Instagram. Yeah, I got my little command center here going.
That's nice.
Harry is here. Hello, Harry. Good to see you here tonight. Cheryl is here. Hello, Cheryl. It's very windy and showery here today, says Marianne.
Oh, no.
Harry had 79 and partly cloudy today. I think our high was 68 today.
It's really nice.
It was really nice. But... yeah, like we were running around in t-shirt. Andrew even had shorts on. We're getting a little chilly. I had to put on my sweatshirt. I like that. I even have a long sleeve t-shirt. This is my kind of weather. Like, I love this kind of weather. That's why I love the spring and fall the most, especially fall. Amanda is here. Hello, Amanda. Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Marianne says, I'm sleepy, but okay till after the live. Good. Good. 61 degrees here, says Amanda. Just perfect. It's good temperature, right? Especially this. Well, you're around our time of day, right? Are you on our same time, or are you an hour before us?
I think it's just same time.
Same time.
Toronto.
Toronto's pretty straight up. I don't know if it crosses over a little bit or not. It's pretty very north of us, I think. Let's see. Michelle is here. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining in. Charlie says, we brought home a new kitty and our cat isn't happy with us or her.
Oh, no.
We feel that, Charlie. We understand. Our whole household understands that right now.
We're always getting up to no good.
I know. Susan has joined us. Susan Surreal over on Instagram. Hello. Thanks for joining us over there. We are streaming at 1080p tonight, so I think the Instagram feed is a little bit nicer tonight than it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was a little bit blurry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a little bit hard to see anyways, but it was extra blurry.
Extra. I got myself a decaf mocha today. I was feeling very sleepy. I don't know if it'll do much. That little bit of caffeine in the decaf does help me. So it wouldn't help most of you die-hard coffee drinkers out there. But for me, a little extra sugar in that chocolate and the banana syrup and it's a chocolate-covered banana mocha. Amanda says, pretty much due north from Ligonier. That's what I thought. I thought you're pretty much north. We took a trip up to Toronto when I was in college, and I remember it being kind of like just drive north. So tonight we have loose beads. These are not done in lots. These are done by the individual bead. Everything is going to be sold by the individual bead. We have great prices on these. So this way you can kind of tailor it to your own needs. If you want to buy 2 to make 1 pair of earrings, you can do that. If you want to buy 10 of them to make a bracelet, you can do that. If you want to buy 20 or 30 on some of them, you can do that for a necklace, for example. So they're going to be priced per bead, all individual beads, and the pricing is going to be per the individual bead. But Andrew dug through some of his archive of vintage beads, and we've got some good stuff for you.
I hope y'all like it.
I hope so.
Hard to part with.
He has some that are marked very expensive.
Very rare.
Very rare. And these were marked even before he got them and acquired them. So some of these are very nice. So if you like them, we hope you'll grab them tonight. When I'm on here, it's harder for me to check like emails and stuff. So I'm not going to be telling you if they're sold out or not. We have a number of most of these.
Some of them.
Some of them are like we have 1 or 2. And you'll see those too. Hello, Dale. Says watching and listening while listening from work. Nice.
Don't get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble. Never get in trouble, but we're glad you're here. Susan joined us there on YouTube as well. Says it was a beautiful day here, sunny and 80. I gardened in the morning, and before doing our weekly shopping trip, we had an impromptu picnic at a local park. That sounds like a great day. I like that day. We haven't been on a picnic in a long time. That'd be nice. But, oh, yeah, that's a really nice day. We took it a little bit, I'm going to say we took it a little bit easy. We did some computer work kind of at the beginning of the day. Tried to share some posts and get people in Johnstown excited about us, remind them that we'll be open again this weekend. I need to send out an email. I was going to start working on a video reel, but I didn't get to there. Barnaby and Gilbert and I, though, we went outside for a little bit of an extended period today. So am I back, everybody? Am I here? Can you hear me now? I think Andrew started the car and okay, good. My phone connects to the car. So I think he went out for some reason and started the car up. I saw him with his car keys in hand and I wasn't sure what was going on. And I saw my phone jump to driving mode. I'm like, I'm not driving. That's not me. So he must be going somewhere. He must have forgot something. So I was saying I went out into the yard with Barnaby and Gilbert today. And we just hung out in the yard a little bit. They're baby birds that they were chasing around. I'm trying to keep them away because the baby birds haven't learned how to fly quite yet, not well enough. So I'm keeping them away. Barnaby's chasing chipmunks. He almost caught a mole today. I had to chase him away from the mole so it didn't die. But he had fun doing that. Sue says we'll be here a bit, but we'll drop off around 7 p.m. for a Zoom class. That's nice. Get some exercise in, right? I need to do that. I need to do more running and more things. So things like that. I've been a little bit, like I started running again a little bit ago. I just get really weirded out with my heart thing now. Some days I feel like I'm confident enough to do it, and some days I'm like, what if it happens again? So it's been harder for me, but I need to do it too. And it's good that you're doing it. Got to stay strong, right? Got to stay strong. I noticed my back is starting to hurt a little bit more since I haven't been running. When I was running, I felt very strong in my back, or more strong, because I run a lot of kind of hills. And so now that I can feel that starting to happen, I'm like, I don't want to have back problems. Back problems kind of run in my family, back, hip, knee. And so I'm trying to do things that will help that. And I don't know if running will help or make it worse, but I think the exercise would help. Harry says, sat out with the feral cats. We have 10 kittens. 4 are black and white tuxies. That's cute. That's very cute. Michelle says, I've been selling a lot and will soon need to get more stock to replace items. I also need to do a special Delica order. Nice. Let us know. We can order for you. And if you need something specific as far as restock or replacing, let us know. If you don't see it on the website too, we can look around. But tonight, depending on what you're selling, if you're selling earrings and stuff, there are going to be a lot of nice beads to choose from tonight at pretty good pricing. That you can buy individual beads and just make individual earrings and stuff. So, and also if you're in a hurry to have things shipped, just let me know too. When you place your order, or send an email and let me know, and I'll let Barb know not to hold anything or not to gather anything, just to send things out as quickly as possible. So that, and that goes for anybody. Barb generally likes to save y'all money and shipping costs. So she does tend to hold things a little bit longer than I would. And if you ever need anything shipped out, kind of immediately, or if you have a show coming up and you need the stuff fast, just let us know and we'll try to make it a priority to do that. If you're not in a hurry, that's fine too. You don't have to let us know anything like that. But if you are in a hurry, never hesitate to email us, because I do know, like, we try and ship things out as quickly as we can, but I also know that Barb does like to save y'all the shipping money. And if she sees more than one order coming in, even if it's not paid for yet, she'll kind of hold things up sometimes to combine. So, and I also try not to charge you shipping on every single invoice for those of you who order often. So we don't have to do a lot of refunding. Because it doesn't look great on our end as far as from our point of sale system and that kind of thing if we're refunding a lot. So that's how that works. Harry does 40 minutes on the elliptical each day. That's good. I kind of want to get a treadmill. That's one of those things. It's like, do I invest in a treadmill and then not use it, or will I actually use it? And I kind of enjoy running and I kind of miss it, but sometimes getting out there to do it is just, sometimes it feels like a lot just to get ready to go out and do it. And if I had a treadmill, I'd just like go down in the basement and do it, or wherever we put the treadmill. And my mom found some pretty cheap treadmills. I don't know if they're still available, but I might have to just grab one of those and do that, because I think it would be good to have one in the house. I don't know. But yeah, that's great, Michelle, that you're selling things. I'm glad. That's really nice. It's good to know that that those kind of sales are picking up, and you're getting some of those kind of in-person sales. I like that a lot. I'm assuming these are the in-person sales that you're talking about. Unless you're selling online, then that's good too. But I'm assuming they're from your in-person sales. Let's see. Marion says indoor walks for me today, hopefully in the park tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I like your morning pictures that we get to see sometimes when you go for walks. Those are always nice. I usually see them in the afternoon or the evening, but they're good to see. She says, I will let you know if I need it in a hurry. Yes, thank you. The ones on Venice Beach. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Susan says, I have a simple exercise bike that I use in the morning post cat breakfast. That's kind of what I want to be able to do, is get up, feed the cats, and kind of before I get fully ready for my day, go for a little run. And I should just do that outside. It's been nice, mostly, at least nice enough to do that. But sometimes, like I said, like if you're going running at home, in your home, it's one thing. When you're going to go outside and people might see you, even though I shouldn't care what people think or see, I feel like there's I got to get ready to a certain point, right? And that's the kind of thing that I think if I didn't have to overcome that, plus my social anxiety sometimes just kicks in, and I'm like, oh, I got to be presentable, and if I didn't have that as much, I could just go out and go running, right? But it's a little bit. So sometimes I feel like if I had one in the house, it might be better. Harry says, I have a treadmill, a couple exercise bikes, one lay down, one Schwinn Antique, plus a weight machine, and the elliptical is about all I use. That's what I'm worried about, is getting this equipment and then not using it. I have a little thing that I do, little weightlifting, little weight resistance bands and stuff on, and I don't use it as much as I should, but I also know that would be very good for my back. So I'm going to be using that. I need to start using that more often, because I've been having some kind of, through this move, I kind of started experiencing some really bad lower back pain. So I know I'm getting weak there, and I need to work on that, because when I was doing some of the resistance bands before and the running in tandem, I felt good, and I had no back issues or really any shoulder issues or back or hips. I felt good and felt kind of strong and sturdy, and then as I've stopped doing that completely, once my heart things happened, I have felt the difference. So I need to get back on it. Amanda says, does errands, grocery shopping, and watering the flowers count as exercise? Yes. Yes, it does. Because carrying those water cans around, not easy sometimes. Grocery shopping, that's a whole event on its own. Especially, certain times of the day, grocery shopping around here is wild. I try and go late at night because it's usually right before closing. I don't ever go when I know I'm going to keep the store open. I never do that because I know what that's like. But I usually go right before close because there's hardly anyone there. And I run and grab my stuff and I get out of there. Cheryl says, that's why I walk before sunrise. See, if I could get up in time, I should just go running at night, like right before bed. If I went running right before bed, one, it would probably help me sleep. Two, it would be at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and there'd be hardly there shouldn't be anyone out. It would be kind of dark. That would be the one thing about running in the dark, but I've done that before. I just turn my light on my phone and go for it and put my watch light on so people can see me running. But yeah, maybe I should do that. But then you're like already kind of in the house and you're settled down and you're kind of, in that zone. I don't know. And that's the only time before sunrise you're going to catch me is on that end of it, because I do not get up that early. Marianne says, part of my exercise today was shopping, right? Movement of some kind is back strengthening. Yes. yeah, I just need to work on that. And I need to do some of my leg lifts and the things like that I was doing that was helping to strengthen all that, because I felt much better. You know, I think you do feel better when you do it. It's just, why don't we do it? As kids, it was fun to do, right? It was fun to run around and exercise. You were playing. It was just fun. As adults, we lose that a lot of times. Some people love it. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying. Amanda says it was a Costco trip, and those are always an event that one needs to recover from. I can imagine. I can imagine. I don't have a Costco membership, but I've heard stories. Michelle says, I was just shown a video of my stuff. Yep, I'm definitely running low on jewelry to sell. That's an awesome problem to have, Michelle. I'm proud of you. That's really, really great, and I'm glad for you. Susan says, Amanda, I always feel like I've been on a journey after a Costco run. Susan says, see y'all later. See you, Susan. Catch the rewatch. Hopefully we'll see you there later. Harry says, I made 7 pendants in clay today and a bowl. Nice. That's awesome. Can't wait to see those. I don't know if you posted them. I missed it if you have. I have not been on social media much other than to share things to the Johnstown groups a little bit. And I guess I was on Instagram a little bit, but not much today. Not much today. Oh, there's Andrew. It says, Cheryl, I used to walk early late at night so I wouldn't run into folks. Yeah, I should go running right before bed. That's what I should do. It would wear me out a little bit. It'd be quiet. It's still a little chilly right now at that time most days, though. That's also the problem. But we got a lot of people over on Instagram joining us. Helena joined us. Frana71, Mama Earth Angel, hello. Rosie Portillo joined us. Thank you so much for joining us over there. If you're still over there, please say hi. Please say hi. Harry says, I've been making but not firing until I get the kiln full. That makes sense. Don't waste those kiln firings, right? Amanda's working on a couple of necklaces, letting them simmer for a bit before I decide on what I want. That happens, right? Sometimes they have to simmer. They just stay on those back burners, right? Yeah. Rosie says, hi there. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us and hanging out. Instagram doesn't tell me if you're still there or not. It tells me if you've joined. Like, even if you hit that little notification or you hit our little live at the top, you know, like a story, but it doesn't actually tell me if you're hanging out with us. So if you're out there on Instagram, please say hi, like Rosie did and Charlie did. We appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please hit the share button. And if you don't follow us wherever you're watching, please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram. We got a lot going on all the time, all the time. Today, we're going to take a look at, as I said earlier, loose Czech glass beads. So these are going to be priced per bead. You can buy 1 bead. You can buy 2 if you want to pair for earrings. You can buy like 10 if you want to make a bracelet, 20 on some of these if you want to make a necklace. We have numerous quantities on some. We have very few quantities on others. So it's just a mix because these are all vintage Czech glass from Andrew's collection. And they're nice. They're nice. There are some really pretty colors and designs in here tonight, so I think you're going to like it. Andrew said, sorry about the sound earlier. Normally it's hard to get the phones to sync to the car speaker, but when we're live, it jumps up. It does. Where'd you go, Andrew? Are you not here anymore? Where are you? What happened? You had to run home? I thought he was going to work on stuff in the studio today. Maybe he left me. I don't hear him over there anymore. So yeah. So anything else going on for all of you today? Any interesting news you want to talk about? Anything good happen to you? Any positive, wonderful things happening in your life? Let me know. I love to hear it. We love to chat about it. It's great Michelle is selling things. I like to hear that. How are you all doing? Do y'all have shows coming up? I know there are a lot of people that we have not seen on the lives lately because they have shows that they're working on. So we've missed you all. I know some of you watch the replays. So if you can't watch live, thank you for watching this replay. And we do miss y'all not being able to see y'all doing the shows and getting ready for all the markets that are out there. Andrew had to run home real quick, forgot some supplies, maybe get dinner started so it's ready when we get home. See, I was going to do this live from home, and he's like, no, we got work to do there. And then he went home. But at least we'll have dinner, so that's good. Marianne says, burnt pork ends, very yummy lunch. Burnt pork ends. I don't know what that would be like. But it's good it was a yummy lunch. Don't forget the polymer mermaid. I know that's over on the desk over there. I was just thinking that I forgot it. So, yeah. Oh, Charlie says this weekend is the National Route 40 yard sale. I think Route 40. I think Andrew told me about that once, or we saw it on a TV show one time. We've never gotten to do it though. But that's cool. I think that's really cool. It's like all along that route, right? Like for states, it's like states long, right? Where they have a yard sale all along Route 40. And that's what I'm thinking about. Michelle's working on 3 or 4 bracelets, about 3 different earrings, and need to start some necklaces. Nice. Harry's waiting on family to bring supper soon. They are at a friend's child's ball game. I think my mom is at a ball game right now. I saw it on the calendar. We share a calendar for the ball games in case I ever get a chance to go to any of them. So, which I rarely do, unfortunately, but we're soccer games, actually. I think they're soccer right now. But that's good. You get to go to the ball games and see the kids play. It's fun to see the kids play. Charlie says, yep, from Maryland to Missouri. Nice. Andrew says, I've driven though, but I didn't know what was going on. Oh, and the Route 40 yard sale. I didn't know that. I've never seen it. Amanda says, I'm enjoying not having to go anywhere tonight. How nice. What a luxury for you, right? I know you're always running. Usually right during the live, you have to run somewhere. So it's good you get to hang out with us tonight. Let me go get Andrew's mermaid. It's over on the other table. And I took my shoes off because I was resting my feet. So let me put these on and I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, let's see. Karen made barbecue pulled jackfruit bao buns. Took me all day. I bet that would take a long time, but it sounds delicious. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. So let me flip the camera around. I'm just going to flip the camera around now, and we're going to take a look at Andrew's finished mermaid. If you didn't see the live yesterday, you missed out on a good one. Andrew showed how to use polymer clay to create this pendant and how to do sculptural kind of carving and making using the polymer clay. So it is a pretty long tutorial. Yeah, it's a pretty long tutorial, but I think it's a good one. I think there's a lot of good information in it. So if you did miss it, I hope you'll go back and watch, not now, don't do it now, but do it later. Put it on your rewatch list to rewatch the tutorial from yesterday, because if you want to learn how to use polymer clay and sculpt, it might be a good kind of deep dive into it and give you some good pointers. Or if you already do it and sculpt it a little bit, you might want to, go further. So hopefully you can check that out. You can watch it either on YouTube or on Facebook. All right, I'm going to flip this around so you can see the finished item that Andrew made during that tutorial. Andrew said this probably wasn't a beginner project. Not a beginner project, but I think no matter what, you can get some good pointers from it, even if you are a beginner, right? So here it is. Completely made out of polymer clay. Sculpted by Andrew. Look at all that detail. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? It's signed and dated on the back. This is for sale. If anybody's interested in this, we'll do $45 on it. You can send us an email for the Polymer Mermaid if you'd like to. Emails info@allegorygallery.com. And it's $45. And like I said, it is a pendant. It's drilled all the way through there at the top. Michelle says it was fascinating to watch. Andrew said still a lot of tips included, I think. Yeah, of course. You know, you may not be ready to deep dive into creating a mermaid like this, but lots of tips in there for how to, you know, how to manipulate the clay. Marion says, I think it looks like Andrew, sort of. Andrew said he had a pointier nose, and then he was cleaning it off, and he smushed the nose a little bit. So he was like, yeah, it turned more kind of Philippines looking than he was planning on. Says it looks like his relatives a little bit more. But that happens, right? You kind of, a lot of times you know, you probably do what you know, right? You can see some of his fingerprints in here. Charlie says, love it, all the scales, right? Look how good those came out. Andrew said the scales were my favorite part. Yeah, they came out really good. Really good. I think the hands look really good. Hands are hard to do. Hands are hard to do in anything, and I think these hands came out really good. I love how the hair is very flowy. So it's actually really light. It's large, but it's actually really light for a polymer pendant. So like I said, if you're interested, you can send us an email. If not, it's going to go into the online store, but it is $45 if you are interested in this. It's a lot of work in that. And hours, obviously, because the live was a long time. Marion says, it is very well done. Andrew says, larger for polymer, but tiny for sculpture, right? Yeah. It's a larger pendant, but it's light for as large as it is and could easily be worn. It's not going to add a lot of weight around your neck if you use it as a pendant. So there it is. Or you could keep it as an art sculpture. You don't even have to use it as a pendant. Okay, there you go. Andrew says, I gave her a cover-up necklace. Yeah, that'll be good for posting online, right? Because you know, they'll get you for posting online, but not anybody else who does the wild things, right? It's usually the way it works. Try and be good all the time and do one thing and they'll strike you down. But if you're bad all the time, they don't even catch you. I don't know how that happens. There you go. So that is that. Who else watched? Did anyone else watching tonight watch the tutorial last night? Did you like it? What did you think about it? Let us know in the comments. If you're rewatching this, let us know in the comments. You know, we don't always get a lot of feedback on a lot of the things we do, and it is nice to hear what you all like or don't like. It helps us. We really do take that into consideration. If you say you like something, we get an overwhelming response to something, we do more of it. If we get an underwhelming response, we don't do any more of it, at least for the most part. So if you are, if you like things like this and you want to see more polymer clay tutorials and things like that from Andrew, please let us know in the comments. Charlie says, I got to see the first part before I had to go. I do some polymer clay and enjoyed it. Good, thank you. Andrew says, I was thinking of molding this, but I don't know. We'll see, right? Might make a mold, maybe not. Charlie says, wish I could have followed along. You can now. You can watch the replay. You can follow along. Amanda says, I like when Andrew makes stuff. What kind of stuff you like to see Andrew make? What kind of stuff do you prefer? What do you all like to see? Because he does, you know, he's done painting before. He's done polymer clay. He's done resin stuff. He's done, of course, beading stuff. What are your favorite things to see us make? And I say us, because, and I mean him, because he mostly does the making, right? What do you all like to see him make? Let us know in the comments. It helps. You may not think so, but stuff like that, knowing does help, because we go live every weekday, everybody. It is hard to come up with things to show you every weekday. You may not think so. We have a lot of stuff to choose from, but sometimes that makes it even harder. All right. Let's see, what are we doing? Let's do some Czech glass now. Let's get going. As usual, to purchase from this video, take down the lot number we give you, put it in the subject line of an email. For example, LC, these are loose Czech. LC1, put that in the subject line of an email. Address the email to info@allegorygallery.com. It's right up here. And hit send. There are, for example, 5 of these beads available. So if you want LC1 times 2, put that in the subject line, LC1 times 2, and hit send. They're 75 cents each. This one should say each. Most of them say each. All right. Marianne says, I want to see painting since I have supplies for that. Good. Nice to know. My favorite is seed beading, jewelry, and I love watching him paint. I also liked when Andrew was making prints on the gel plate. Nice. He says, Andrew says, I've been having fun making stuff for Patreon, but a lot of it is not really good for tutorials since it's experimental a lot of times. Charlie says, yes, I will probably try after I finish prepping. Pride is only a week away for us. Yes, Pride is coming up soon, And then you're going to Japan, right? So you got lots going on. All right, this is LC1. We're getting into the Czech glass here. These are vintage Czech glass. They are drilled this way, top to bottom. They have a beautiful AB finish on them, as you can see on the back, which gives it a beautiful color reflection on the other side. No matter what way you're holding it, you get a little bit more metallic on that side, or you get the reflection through it on that side. These are 75 cents each only. LC1. LC1. And if you have any questions as we go along, please do feel free to ask. All right, never hesitate. Because we're always, we'll try and answer what we can. If you have questions about an order or anything like that, please send us an email. But if you have questions about the beads we're showing, I guess I can give you also sizes on these too, right? I got my calipers here. These are about 12 millimeter. And this is, I don't know what you call that, what shape that is, but they're really pretty. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining us. LC1, 75 cents a bead. We're doing everything by the bead tonight. All beads are sold individually tonight. And we're doing that because it makes it easy to order one or two if you just want one or two. And it keeps the price low. You don't have to buy a whole strand of every single bead you want. You can just buy them by the bead. We found that a number of people following us like it this way. So if you're one of those people, hopefully you'll enjoy these. Next up, these are really fun. These are drilled top to bottom this way. Oops, this way. They look like a little propeller. They're a twisted bead. They're slightly like a gray-green color, which is a nice kind of that vintage. And a number of this kind of greenish gray. I love this color. But these are really fun. They're only 50 cents a bead. We have 22 of them available, and then they are sold out. So LC2, 50 cents a bead. And just to give you an idea of size on these, they are about 18 millimeters that way by about 12 millimeters that way. About 18 by 12. LC2, 50 cents each. I could see these really nicely. Let me see. Would they go? Like, I'm just pulling because I only have done one lot other than that so far. But let's take a look at these. Like if you had these and then these, look how nice those would be together if you just connected them with a little loop, like some wire, did a little loop so this dangles a little bit and this dangles a little bit from the ear wire. Look how beautiful those would go together, right? Make a little pair of earrings like that. How nice. And so these ones were 75 cents. So what's that? $1.50 plus another dollar. So for $2.50, you could have a pair of earrings like that. $2.50, right? Crazy. But that's why we do it this way sometimes, right? So you can get a good deal and you can pick out just the beads that you want. LC2, 50 cents each, 22 of them available. All right. Let's do LC3. These are only 20 cents each. They're a little bit smaller. There are multiple lots of these available. We have a number of these available. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. Joining us just in time. We're just getting started with the lot numbers. We're selling loose Czech glass today. Each bead is sold individually. I'm showing you a bunch of them at once, but each one is sold individually at the price marked. So these are kind of corner-ish drilled cubes, but they're not quite cubes. They're drilled this way. Andrew says we were talking about this, and some of these strands would be $35+ if you bought it by the strand. Yeah. Some of these strands were marked very expensive back then. And then if you add on what they would be to be selling as a vintage strand right now, even if you didn't add on any price, some of these would be very expensive strands. So we're selling them by the bead to make it inexpensive for you. And look at how cool these are. I need, what I should do I have some wire here? Let me see if this wire is too thick. No. So here, this is what these look like. Aren't those beautiful? LC3, they're only 20 cents each. And they have a great look to them. They would go great with those other ones, LC2, for example. Let me pull LC2 back out here so you can see. Again, if you just did a pair of earrings, and I would wire wrap them and put a little loop here so these dangle separately from these. But look how pretty those would be together. They are the same color. And they just, like, here's LC2. They got this pretty, I love these twisted ones. And then you got this funky design. Just a pair of earrings like that. How cute. How cute is that? So LC3 are these ones. These were LC2 if you missed those. And those we have up to 22 of LC2 available at 50 cents each. And we have LC3 here now available at 20 cents each. And we do have a number of these, so multiple lots available. You can claim a number of those, and hopefully we will fulfill up to what we have available. But there was more than like 30 or 40 of them, so we should be able to hopefully fulfill what you'd like. Ah, our friend Jenny joined us. Jenny D. Benedicto, thank you for joining us. Good to see you again. Jenny came to our opening weekend. We were so happy to hang out with her and have some fun making some stuff together. All right. We only have 14 of these available. 45 cents each. Hey, Suzanne. Thanks for joining us today. Glad you can make it. I'm trying to put these on some wire so you can see. These are drops. Whether you're going to do them this way or that way. Marianne says, oops, I sent it as CC3. Yeah, my writing is not great either, Marianne. So this is their LCs, LC for loose check. But I'll get it. As long as it comes in today, I'll figure it out. Andrew says, Jenny, if you can, post your project in the design challenge group on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? No, you join us on Instagram. I don't know if you're on, yeah, you're on Facebook, right? Join us in the design challenges group and post your project you made with us this weekend. We'd love to see it. I'm sure everyone would love to see it. Licensed companions, says Suzanne, right? So a lot of things. Sometimes I do these initials and I try to make them, because sometimes we pick an initial and it's like, oh, that's not a great thing to be saying all night long, maybe. So I do change some of them. This is about 17 millimeters by about 8 at the widest point. There are only 14 of these available. LC4. These would be great drops. Again, let's go back to some of these, maybe like the LC3s. Maybe do a pair of earrings that are like this, right? You have this funky one at the top and then the drop dangle. Or you could play around with it and do it upside down. And you could do it like this and hang it this way, where this leads to this on a pair of earrings. Vintage Czech glass, sold by the bead individually. So this one, this little wild one here, which I love a lot. I didn't give you the size on this one, I don't think. It's a hard one to get a size of because it's a little bit lopsided. But it's about 7.5 by about, well, at its very widest, about 10.5, depending on how you look at it. And these are LC3s, 20 cents each. The drops are LC4, they're 45 cents each. And there are only 14 of those. Once they are gone, we have no more. Now, I do not have a blacklight, y'all. You might get surprised. Maybe if Andrew's still at home, if he's coming back at any point, he can bring the blacklight, but I think it's going to be too late. You might get surprised. Some of these may glow under blacklight. A lot of this old vintage green/yellow Czech glass does. I cannot confirm that at this moment, though. We didn't have our black light here. So you might get an extra bonus for Halloween stuff if you're buying any of this now. But I can't say for sure. Suzanne says, did you get the toilet fixed? That's the other thing. I did not get up to Johnstown today to get my wrenches or my big pliers. So no, I did not. So I was going to go up today, but then I'm like, we're going to be up there tomorrow. I'll just get them tomorrow because we're starting to run late with stuff. So tomorrow I got to remember to bring the pliers home so I can get the toilet fixed. These are super pretty. Super pretty saucers. Check those out. Vintage clear Czech glass. 60 cents each. Wouldn't those just be fun to do some kind of mod earring like that? Wouldn't that be fun? 60 cents each, LC5. There are only 14 of these available. You're seeing them all here. And these are 14 millimeters by about 8. 14 by 8. Clear saucers. Or really, I don't know what you call that. I'm going to call it a saucer. LC5, 60 cents each. Super cool. Love these a lot. Only 14 of them available, and then they're gone. Vintage Czech glass. Vintage Czech glass. LC5, only 14 available. You can order up to 14 of them, unless somebody beats you to it. But we will give you up to the number we're able to of what you request. All right, so if somebody requests 5 of them and you requested all 14, but you came in second, you will get, what, 9 of them. All right, that's the way that works. And if you order by 2s, if anything, like some of this Czech glass I'm going to show you tonight is colored in some ways, and I will do my best to get you matching pairs if you order by 2s. All right. There are 50 lots tonight, Suzanne. Suzanne asked how many lots. 50 lots tonight. These are super cool. I just love these so much. These are center drilled. Look at how beautiful these are. They're 30 cents each, LC6. And I'm going to show you the edges because mostly if they're center drilled, you're probably going to use them that way. Although, if you used a head pin, right, and floated them like this on a pair of earrings and made that as a dangle and made this dangle like that, wouldn't that be cool? Like, so what I'm saying is if you dangled it like that, that was the dangle and it just floated there. But these are so cool. LC6, there are 20 of these available. You can hang them like a tire swing. That's what I'm trying to say, everybody. Andrew said that. You can hang them like a tire swing. So LC6. So you can use them like this. So you would see them, if you strung them up, you would see this part of them mostly. Unless you had tiny spacers in there, then maybe you'd see more of it. But you could also hang them, as Andrew said, like a tire swing. And dangle them like that with a little loop. And have them dangle from earrings. Or on a bracelet. Use them as a charm, a dangle charm. And put a bunch of them. Put a bunch of them on a bracelet dangling off of some chain. Wouldn't that be cool if you shook your wrist and they all started jingle jangling like that? That'd be pretty cool. So they're only 30 cents each. LC6. 20 of them available. LC6. 30 cents a bead. And as I was making this is another one of those things. As I was doing this tonight with Andrew, I'm like, I just need to learn how to really make good earrings because I'm terrible at wire wrapping. And you'd think after all the videos I make with Jen, I would have practiced a little more. Even just watching them, I probably should be absorbing more information. But one of these days, I'm going to learn how to do it really well. And you're going to see a ton of earrings go up on our website because I'm just going to make earrings and the physical store. We're just not known for generally completed jewelry, but maybe we need to be. Because some of this vintage stuff is so pretty. All right. LC7. LC7. These are black, but they have an AB finish on them. Andrew says, I'm kind of in the mood for making earrings now. Yeah, I just need to get better at my wire wrapping so I feel confident about it. These are black with an AB finish, and they're that same kind of thing. You could use them this way, or hang them, dangle them like a tire swing. And they look pretty luxe. They look pretty luxe. And I think, did one of them, or was that just my eyes? Let's see. So this is LC7. Andrew says, you just need practice, you'll get it. Yeah, I do need to practice. That's pretty much what it is. Because my loops, I feel like when I make earrings, I want the loops, of course, to always look like each other on both sides. And that's where I get in trouble. Because I have a hard time figuring out how much room I need to leave. So when I'm like making these and I'm bringing that wire back around to coil back around, I always have a hard time guesstimating how much room to leave between the loop and the bead to coil that around. That's my biggest thing. Andrew says the neighbor child at the new store did it, right? They did it, I can do it too, right? LC7, 45 cents each. Yeah, these are some of the ones, if these were a whole strand, these would be pretty expensive. That's why we're selling by the bead. And if any of y'all got some of that green colored one stuff from before, the first few lots, here are some of these in that beautiful green color. Don't those just look rich? Like, I think that green, that particular olivey green color like that just looks so rich. A little bit opulent. By the way, these are about 13 millimeters by about 6.5. There are 27 of these available, LC8. And again, they can be put together and strung like this. I think they look really good. Imagine that in a necklace. Little groups of them in a necklace. Just do a few groups here and there. And really, really pretty. Or dangle them like a tire swing, like Andrew says. And have them in an earring like that with a little loop on it that jingle jangle, show you those facets and that flash. Suzanne loves the green color. I know. Oh, it's so nice. This is LC8, 45 cents each. Suzanne says, it's so hard for me to make patterns. I don't know. You do pretty good with your stuff. I know you like asymmetrical though too, right? Patterning isn't so much a thing when you do that all the time. So I get it. I get it. LC9. There are 18 of these. These are that same kind of center drilled. LC9. but in a different color. We had that kind of reddish color before. Where was it? Yeah. And these would complement each other too, because here are the LC6s, and here are the LC9s. So they each have a little bit of each other's coloring. You see a little bit of that red in there. So if you wanted to, like, maybe make a pair of asymmetrical earrings where you had one on one side and one on the other, they would complement each other. Or maybe on one side of a necklace or a bracelet, you use some of these, and on the other portion of the bracelet or necklace, you use some of these, right? So this is LC6. I'm going to take those away so you don't get too confused. But these ones are LC9. LC6 and LC9. Oops, let me put these, I gotta put these in order in my box here so it's easier for me. With all these individual beads, if I'm not very careful about the order I put these in, it takes a long time to make this spreadsheet. So trying to be careful. LC9 are these, and again, 14 millimeters by 4 millimeters. Andrew said, if you saw the interview with Lenka, you know that it's truly a cottage industry and they do things in small batches. Sometimes the color is one they can always get, but sometimes they only have so much. So some of the colors and finishes of the beads tonight are things I haven't seen out there again. LC9, 30 cents each. Sorry, I'm trying not to knock these all on the floor, so I'm being very careful about how I pick these up. There are only 18 of this color available. Once they're gone, they're gone. Now, LC10, there are 23 of these available, and these are just the kind of beige with that little darker kind of beige or brown color on them. These would be great with bone beads because they look like bone or an ivory or a faux ivory. If you do the, what's that nut? I just had it and then I just blanked. Anyway, it'll come to me, or Andrew will say, or somebody can say. But there's a lot of things this could go with. We just actually sold some other seed beads, not the glass seed beads, but like actual seed beads that were kind of in this color, and they were shaped like half moons. I don't know if you remember those. They would go great with these too. If you grabbed any of those, you can mix and match these and play around. So this is LC10. They're only 30 cents each. Pair those with some, I don't know if I have any bone beads here beside me. I don't know what I have in this box. I feel like I have a lot of stuff in this box beside me, but then when I look for anything, I don't have it. No bone beads there. Any bone beads on the wall? No bone beads on the wall. Oh well. I wanted to show you some, but I don't think I have any right here. I thought I just saw some earlier today, but I don't remember where. Anyway, these would go great with those. I know it. Oh wait, I do remember where. In one of the bins. Under the clear trays, under the desk. Yep, there they are. So look at these with bone beads. Like, wouldn't that be a cute pair of earrings? Or maybe do a top and bottom something. Right? So if you got any bone beads like that, I know some of you do. We've sold strands of them before and loose ones before. So those would go great with that. LC10, 30 cents each. Mix some glass and bone together. 23 of those available. Once they're gone, we have no more. You'll probably never see those again. That's the other thing with all this vintage stuff, is that we have it. There are probably not a lot of people out there in the world selling this, except for us. So you will have the only ones, or nearly the only ones in the market. You're almost guaranteed not to come up against competitors with the same materials. And here are these beads that we had in black earlier. We had the black with the AB finish. We have them in this beautiful amber color now. This is LC11. There are 19 of these at 45 cents each. They're about 13.5 millimeters by about 7, close to 7. Yeah, so they vary a little bit in thickness for whatever reason. They're older. They didn't always have the exact way to cut things, right? But these are LC11, 45 cents each. Anderson, I was talking with a friend today about visiting during the grand opening. Yeah, we have some people coming to visit us. Our grand opening of the store, we are open in Johnstown, but our grand opening celebration is going to be on June 29th, Saturday, June 29th. We have some people that are talking about coming to visit and hang out from far away. So if you would like to do the same thing, get in touch with us so we know you're planning. We can make it an even bigger celebration together and hang out and maybe do a lot of crafting and late night things maybe. Who knows? We'll figure out what's happening. So there we go, LC11, 45 cents each. These are really pretty. I hope you all are grabbing some of this. Like I said, when I have my iPad up, I can't always check the email easily. So I hope you're grabbing some. I hope you like these. We'll see. Suzanne says, boy, I wish Nancy, Birdsong Palmer, and I could come up. I do too. Come make the trip. Come have fun with us. Andrew said, if there's enough people, we can get a room block or rent an entire house for people. Yeah, we could do that. Save some money by renting a house together. Wouldn't that be fun? All can hang out together, make into the night, hang out, have fun, rent a house. Marianne's claiming a few things so far, she said. Thank you so much. These are really cool. There's only 3 of them. That's it. 3 of them, enough if you wanted to make a necklace and earring set, right? They are drilled through the top, across the top. I don't know if that says anything or not, but I think they're very cool. LC12, they're $2 each, and there are only 3 of those available. And let's see if this will go through, or if it's too, see, they go through like that. This is 18 gauge wire, by the way, if you're wondering what size wire. Marianne is kind of an Arabic vibe. Yeah, that's why I said I don't know if this is actual text or if it's just a decoration. But this is 18 gauge wire. This just fits. So I don't think you get anything bigger than that, but you'll definitely get beading wire through there, and you could get the 18 gauge wire through there. So this is LC12, 3 of those available. That's it, $2 each. Remember, if you want to claim any of these, just take the lot number that we're giving you, like that LC12, put it in an email addressed to info@allegorygallery.com and hit send. If you want more than one, we have the number down here tells you how many we have. So if you want LC12 times 3, just send that in the subject line and you'll get up to the number we can give you depending on if anybody got there before you. It's first come, first serve. Okay, who loves Swedish fish candy? I should have priced these at like $8 each because I think they are going to sell in no time. But who loves Swedish fish candy? And have you ever in your life seen the fish Czech glass like this? So these, that's not fitting. That's not fitting on the 18 gauge, but it'll fit on beading wire. LC13. How fun are those? They're only $1.50 each. I don't know if anybody, I would buy these in a heartbeat. I kind of wanted to keep them, but we'll see. Because I could see those selling real quick as a pair of earrings. Or just, you know what? Make them into 3 separate necklaces. Get all 3, make them in a pendant, just a little Swedish fish candy pendant. How fun would that be? I think those would sell real quick as a novelty thing like that. LC13. Let me give you a size on these too. Whoops. Bone beads running away. So these are 28 millimeters approximately. And these are 13.5, 28 by 13.5. Nicer quality than the fish I do have. Yeah, these are really well done. These are really well done fish. LC13, $1.50 each only. If those don't sell, there's something wrong because like I said, put them on a chain, just a chain, silver chain maybe, gold chain, dangle that as a pendant, and you've got yourself an $18 necklace. Easy, I think. Maybe even more. With the novelty of it, who's not going to love that? Next up, we've got little angels in bright, bright orange. They are 2-sided. LC14, 80 cents each. How are these actually drilled? They are drilled. Oh, these are not drilled all the way through, everybody. So these look like they're meant to insert a pin, glue a pin in, or glue a bell down in a loop, because they're not drilled all the way through in either way. So you would have to glue a wire in, make a loop, or if you already have one, and then you could dangle it from there. So these are not drilled all the way through. So I was looking, I said there's the hole there, but there's no hole there. So they're 80 cents a bead, and they are meant, like I said, you would insert your wire in there, glue it down in, and then make a loop. You could do it easily that way. So LC14, 80 cents each. Only 6 of those available, and then they're done. That's it. You can claim up to 6 of those, but we don't have any more of those. Now these, ooh, I do like these next ones. Some of my favorite of the night. LC15 are these. Aren't those awesome? Beautiful Czech glass. There are only 2 available. They're $2 each. LC15. And these are big mama jamas. They are about 17 millimeters. Yeah, about 17 millimeters. And they're pretty large hole. I could fit definitely bigger metal through there than this. LC15, $2 each. Only 2 available. Somebody grab them both and just make a pair of earrings. How fun would that be? LC15, $2 each. Just so pretty. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining us today. Glad you're here. If you are joining us today, please say hi in the comments. We love to chat with y'all. We are selling individual Czech glass beads. I'm showing you multiples, but they are priced per bead. So they are priced here, for example, we have 2 of those. It tells you how many we have down here at $2 each, LC15. And if you have any questions, I'm trying to give you sizes and things as we go. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. LC16. We have 9 of these available. These are the cancer awareness ribbons. And these are vintage. So some of them are a little bit more worn than others, but I think they're still very nice. I don't think this wire is going to go through. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to push it, but the holes do go all the way through up and down this way, top to bottom. They're 20 cents each. LC16, and they're about 10.5 millimeters by 15.5 millimeters. 10.5 millimeters by 15.5 millimeters. LC16, 20 cents each, and there are 9 of them available. This one's a little bit different, so if people order pairs, I'd probably leave this one out to make it make sense. All right, LC16. Everybody enjoying tonight? What do y'all think? Are you liking these so far? Now these are really fun. These are really fun. And these are Hello Kitty. These are pink. Very light pink. They look almost white on my camera, but they are very light pink. And these are 2 hole beads. So I think you can see there. 2 holes that go through. So that's the top hole. And then there's a bottom. If you want to use it for a 2-strand bracelet, for example, the holes do go side to side. They're $1.50 each. LC17. And there are 6 of them available. Marian says, pink beads, no, right? LC17, I think for $1.50. These are so stinking cute. All right. And great. They wouldn't, you couldn't, I mean, you could hang them sideways, but I think they're more meant to hang like this. So you have to play around with them, maybe for a bracelet. They'd be really cute. Like I said, a 2-strand bracelet would be awesome for those. LC17, $1.50 each only. Very nicely detailed too. Hello Kitty, says Suzanne, right? Charlie says, oh, Hello Kitty, right? Okay. LC18 are these beautiful leaves. Now these are drilled through. So my wire, there it goes. They're drilled this way. So you could put like a loop on here or a bail on there, right? They are drilled this way. All right. So if you were going to put them on a necklace as a pendant, you'd want to put a loop on and then another maybe jump ring, connect it that way. Or just put your loop on here and put your chain right through. Brooke says those make great pendants. Yeah, these are really pretty. There are only 2 of them available. LC18, $1.50 each only. It'd also be great for earrings. You can make a great pair of earrings with those. They're not exactly the same, but I think they'd be great for earrings. They're about 20, almost 20.5 millimeters by about 33 millimeters. And almost about 6 millimeters thick. LC18, only 2 available in that pretty light blue color. Like periwinkle, that's very kind of periwinkle color. LC18, 2 available. Brooke says you can also use them with a knotting cord, just make a lark's head knot to secure the leaf. That's a good idea too. Brooke knows what she's doing with those. It's like you used stuff like that before or something, right? LC19. Look at these big, beautiful beads. Those are sparklers right there. LC19, $1.50 each, only there are 3 of them available. Those would make great pendants on a chain. They're a little bit, they might be a little bit heavy for some people for earrings, but I think they make great pendants. Look at those. And again, this is 18 gauge wire. Andrew says rosé all day, right? Go with your peach fuzz stuff. Beautiful. $1.50 each only. LC19. LC19. 3 of them available. Brooke says, I'm a sucker for Czech leaf beads, right? That's a really good deal for big beads like this. If this were a whole strand, can you imagine what that would cost? Especially pink, that color. You know they use gold to get that most of the time, so it's a good deal. All right, so we go to LC20. These are these big ones again, but these have an extra kind of coating on them. And so these are that green. We went up to $2 each on these. These are a little bit more with the extra coating on them. But look at how pretty. If you got some of that green earlier to make earrings with, maybe you want to add these to make a little matching pendant. And these are about 21 millimeters. 21 millimeters. There's only 2 of these available. Only 2 available. Look at how pretty those are. LC20, $2 each. Look at those. Those are worth $2 for sure. For sure. LC20. I love this color. When you add that little extra brown to it from that finish, ooh, they are nice. Okay, LC20. Let me see here. Oh, I'm getting out of order in my little box here. Don't get out of order. Don't make it harder for me tonight. I'll stay where you need to be. LC21. I have 8 of these available. The clear faceted rounds, about 17 millimeters. 17 millimeters, $1 each only. $1 each. I bet those would make great for sun catchers if you wanted to do something like that. I bet that would be awesome. Or just in a necklace as a pendant drop. Are those shining in your computer screen like mine? Clear glass drops, faceted rounds, LC21, 8 of them available, only $1 each. $1 each. What did I say? I think these were 17 millimeters. Yeah, 17 millimeters. And I'm saying that because up next, I have slightly smaller ones coming up. Aren't these a good price? Whew. Up next, 15 millimeter ones. So we went from 17 to about 15 millimeters. We went from $1 to only 75 cents. Hey, Nancy. Yes, Suzanne mentioned your name, talking about coming up here to visit us for our grand opening. I hear you're going to make the trip with us. Well, at least we were wishing y'all could make the trip up here for us. LC22, 75 cents each. And there are 9 of these available at the 15 millimeter size. Susan said, that's not what I said. Yeah, just as miracles do happen, right? You never know. You never know. LC22, 75 cents each. All right. What do we have next? LC23. We have 10 of these available. And these ones are 13.5 millimeters. And they are red with a green, kind of green-gray finish, Picasso finish on there. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. Let me just bring the light a little bit closer in here. There we go. It's a little better, I think. This is LC23, only 60 cents a bead. I can't wait. I hope people are claiming, because I can't wait to see what everybody makes with these loose Czech glass beads. Again, this is 18 gauge wire. It's going right through those holes. So if you are using 18 gauge or smaller, you will have no issue with these, with many of these beads tonight. LC23, there are 10 of these available. Brooke says that's a cool finish, right? Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know if it's really Picasso or if it's kind of like a mercury glass finish. I love that finish. Love it, love it. Marian says, still working on manifesting a sufficiently large lottery win. Good. Keep manifesting that. I like that idea. These are really cool beads. I love those colors together. LC23. Excuse me. LC24. These are kind of really cool. They remind me of fossilized palm wood. They have that look to me of like a fossilized palm wood, but it's really that finish. And these are LC24. There are only 6 of them. 17.5 by, let me see if I can get a wide point here, by about 18. Only 75 cents a bead, and I think those are pretty awesome. Sorry, my screen just went into night mode. Let me flip out of here. Okay. So I can see the colors on these too, making sure they're coming out okay. But I think these are really cool. LC24, 6 of them available, 75 cents a bead. And just to show you, they look like that. On this is 18 gauge wire. Brooke says, Marianne, see if you can manifest a bit of extra money for me while you're at it. Says, I can send good vibes for you, Brooke, right? We send the good vibes all around. Beading with Nicole B joined us on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you're hanging out with us. If you're out there, please say hi. We love to chat, hang out, get to know new folks. Join our AG Bead fam out here. Brooke said those would be a good stone substitute, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. They look like, they could look like a jasper. Like I said, they remind me from a distance of fossilized palm. So I think they'd be good for that. Mixing and matching with wood beads. They'd be really cool. So LC24, 6 of them available only, 75 cents each only. What a great price. We're giving you some awesome prices tonight, everybody. And you can buy the bead tonight. You're buying by the bead. You don't have to buy whole strands. You don't have to worry about, oh, I like this bead, but I like that bead, and I like that bead, but I can't afford all 3 of those strands. You just buy the beads tonight. You just buy the beads. Pam says, I'm late to the party today, William. Hello, Pam. Thanks for joining us. Glad you're here, even if you did arrive a little late tonight. We like to see you all here. Sandra says, I love palm. I know. Fossilized palm especially. Oh. So next up, LC25, $1.50 each are these big green faceted rounds, about 20 millimeters in size. We've got 2 of them only available at $1.50 each. And again, I'm putting them on 18 gauge wire, so they fit easily on 18 gauge. Oh, look at that luscious green. That's a luxe green. That is a decadent, beautiful luxe green if I've ever seen one. I just think it looks so classy. I love it. That green has to make a comeback. These are all vintage beads. That green needs to make a comeback, and soon. Next up, LC26. I've only got one of these. It's half black, half crystal. It's just a cool bead. Bicolor. And this bead is about 19.5 millimeters. Just a cool bead. One bead available, LC26, $1.50 only for that bead. I wish I had more of those. Pam's is an interesting bead, right? I wish I had more of those. Sandra says, I have a beautiful cab in palm from the head store that closed. Have no idea where it is now that everything's in boxes. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? That's like our whole life at this store. We're trying to unpack the new store. Don't have a clue where anything is. All right. Who liked those Hello Kitty beads before? I did. Who would like to see more? I do. We only have 2. And this time they're in that kind of shampoo-like periwinkle kind of color. Maybe slightly on the more purple side. Again, 2 whole beads. Only 2 of them available though. Look at those, how cute they are. super duper cute. 2 available, LC27, Czech glass, vintage Czech glass, $1.50 each. Are y'all liking this? Like I said, I can't look at my email as well on here. It doesn't, it's hard to do. So hopefully you all are liking this. If you like this, please say you like this. Do you like these loose beads? How do you, like, I know some of you prefer these loose beads. Some of you prefer strands. Some of you just like both. But if you're one of those people that really prefer the loose beads like this, let us know. Because I think we've had some pretty good sale days with these individual, not making lots out of them, not just selling them by the bead. It seems like y'all like this. These are amazing. Charlie says, I like buying individuals because I'm new to beading. Suzanne says, yes, liking this a lot. Good. Look at this AB finish on these little clear rondelles. Just look how beautifully rainbowy these are. And you can do them like this if you want to. Aren't those pretty? Now we do have 54 of these. We have a lot of these. It's a good thing too, because I think these are going to be pretty popular. LC28, we've got 54 of them available. Brooke says those would be great spacer beads, right? Or, as we were talking about before, use them like a tire swing and use them as a drop on an earring. You get all the bling on that side, that extra sparkle. Put a little loop here and dangle them from your earrings and just have them dangle there. And then when they dangle like this. When they show you all those flashes of color, they just dangle on your earrings like that. How beautiful are those? Rondelle Heishi, yeah, something like that, right, Pam? Something like that. Probably more Heishi. It probably should be a Heishi, a faceted Heishi. We'll call it that. LC28, 20 cents each only. Let me show you. Like I said, we have 54 of them. Look at them. When you put them together, look how beautiful those are. And I haven't even given you the size yet, have I? 10 millimeters that way. And they vary a little bit this way, but they're about 4 millimeters that way. Look at those. Icy, blingy goodness for 20 cents a bead. 54 of them available. Like I said, I think it's a good thing that we have 54 of them because I think they're going to be very popular. Grab them now if you like them. 20 cents each. That's a steal. All right. Where are we at here? LC29. Brooke says, growing up, my introduction to beads and beading was a store that had this big table with all kinds of loose beads for sale. So this sale is a bit nostalgic for me. That's awesome. We do that. We have beads in bowls. We try to sell them. We sell them individually. Pam says, do we go to the online store to purchase? No, Pam. Scrolling across the bottom. Like always, or like most times, we're giving you a lot number. You send it to us in an email. All right, so put LC29 if you like these little butterflies, for example. LC29 in a subject line, addressed to info@allegorygallery.com, and hit send. It's also scrolling across the bottom. And that'll give you the email address and the instructions as well. These are not in the online store. They're only available to those who watch our videos. If you're looking for these in the online store, they're not going to be there. Probably will never be there. That's the benefit of watching our lives. You get to see a lot of good stuff that you will never see in our online store. A lot of these you will never see anywhere else because these are vintage beads, and probably no other vendors or very few vendors are ever going to be able to get these for you. Charlie says, those butterflies look like tasty candies. I won't eat them, but yes, don't eat the beads. Don't eat the beads, but they do. They look like those little peppermint candies or something, right? Those little swirly ribbon candies. I love those ribbon candies. At least I used to. I don't know. I haven't had them in years. I don't know if I'd still like them or not. When I was a kid, I used to love those. They usually came out, I think, at Christmas, those little ribbon candies. LC29, 30 cents each for the butterflies. 30 cents each for the butterflies. LC29. Only 11 of those available, and then they're gone. Whoa, 10 of those available, and then they're gone. No, I will find that one. Luckily, that one's not too hard to find. That's big enough to find easy. All right, LC30. LC30. Check those out. Drops in that beautiful kind of burgundy red. These are long drops too. Where do you see long drops in Czech glass like that? 28 millimeters by, at their widest, about 7.5. And let's see, this is 18 gauge wire I'm using, and they do fit on 18 gauge wire. Look at that kind of, ooh, look at that gold color with that red, how beautiful that is together. I think this is actually brass wire. But look at that. They would go beautifully with gold. Let me, I happen to have an antique gold AG fine pewter bead here. Check that out. Look at those together. Look how beautiful those are. What a beautiful combination, right? So if you have any of our AG fine pewter beads that you'd like to combine to make some of these earrings together, look how pretty those go. Charlie says, I liked watching how those ribbon candies were made. So mesmerizing. I don't know if I've ever seen how they're made. I might have to look that up. Brooke says, those would make great earrings, right? Check those out. Could do them the other way. Could hang them like this. Like this. This is part of our AG fine pewter line. I love this little disc bead. But I could definitely see, like, dangle that, put the ear wire up here, put a little loop in between so these dangle from there, and these dangle from the ear wire. Those would be beautiful earrings together. And you barely pay anything for them. I don't know how much this is off the top of my head. These are 65 cents each. LC30. There's only 6 of them, and then they're gone. How's everyone doing? Hanging in there? We're at 30. We go to 50 tonight. We have 50 lots tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Like I said, I can't check the emails to see if any of these are selling out. So hopefully you like these. These are just beautiful kind of garnet red rounds. And these are around 15.5 millimeters. I could fit bigger wire through there probably. LC31. Charlie's making pizza again. The dough is better today. Nice. Do you make that often? Or is it this practice makes perfect? Or is it just temperature wise? Because I know, doesn't the weather affect dough a lot? So is it the weather or is it just that you're practicing? LC31, there's only 4 of these. They're 50 cents each. Brooke says those would go well with bone beads. You think so? How about that? Bone beads? I think they look pretty, don't they? Again, I think gold. Gold is a great color to go with this deep red. There you go. Charlie says, I make flatbread crust, but I'm impatient, so I use half the batch right away, and then the other half goes in the fridge to proof longer. Oh, so it's the proofing. I see, or the proving. Proving, right? LC31. Only 4 of those rounds available. 50 cents each only. Vintage Czech glass. Vintage Czech glass. Okay. These are very special. Look at these. There are 2 of them available. They are slightly different from one another. I think they could still be made into earrings. LC32, they're only $4 each. They have that green on the inside with, it's also black and green with the bronze on the outside, that metallic. These are LC32. Where else have you ever seen these in your entire life? Where else are you going to find these? LC32. And just to give you an idea on size, they're about 36 by, at their widest, 17. Brooke says, reminds me of stained glass. One of those would be beautiful as a pendant, right? Use one as a pendant. Stunning pendant. Use a head pin. Make it into a pendant. Loop it around at the top. The nice thing about this is that that black goes all the way up the core, so you don't see your wire, right? You're not going to see your wire. And it has that green in there, so if you got any of those green beads earlier, you can use those green beads if you wanted to use them up here or use them as a further drop down below. LC32, $4 each, only 2 available. You're never going to see those again. Never going to see those again. I can almost 100% guarantee that. I would be very surprised if anybody saw those ever again, other than from us, of course. Now, these ones, way back even before Andrew acquired these, had a note in them that these were extremely expensive and extremely rare. We kept the $4 each price for you all, but there are only 6 of them available. And they're this beautiful pink color. This pink most likely was made with gold. That's what it took back then to make the pink. These are extremely rare, more rare than even the other ones. At this point, I don't even know if that's makes a difference, but back then these were even more rare than the others. And I see my feed is a little bit wild there over on Instagram for some reason. LC33, $4 each. Extremely rare. Extremely, well, not extremely expensive, but as a strand, this should be much more. And even nowadays, this should be more than $4. This should have been $4 back in the 90s, everybody. So they should be a lot more even now. And just to give you an idea, at the widest, they're about 18 millimeters. 18 by 15 or so. Brooke says, those are gorgeous, right? Just look at how beautiful those are. Now, if you don't like pink, like Marianne, says too pink pour moi, right? But it took gold to make pink, so each one of these would have had gold content in it, which is why they are much more rare and much more valuable. They got that real gold in there. Andrew's letting go of 6 of these at the most. So he kept some for himself. He was not letting them all go. Just so you know, we have more, but we're only letting 6 of them go because they're so special. He wanted to make sure he kept some for himself. Charlie says, I love all the facts about the beads. We try to know what we're talking about, right? Tell you what we're talking about. Next up, some black leaves. Black leaves. These leaves are drilled this way. And they are just nice little black leaves. They are done generally only on one side to show the leaf. They are 40 cents each. 40 cents each only. And we have 20 of them available. So pretty nice, right? Little black leaves. I could see them going well with some bone beads if you wanted to do something like that. Some ivory, some bone. But black goes well with everything, right? So have your pick. Have your pick, right? LC 34. Black Czech glass leaves. 20 of them available at 40 cents each. Oh, I like these ones a lot. We're getting into the black collection here right now. We went through the black box. Check these out. They're just a cool shape. They are drilled this way. And they just have these little indents, and they're wavy too. So they're like little pillows. They've got those indents in them. I just think they're really cool. They're 60 cents each, and there are 20 of these available. 60 cents each and 20 of those available. Charlie says, ooh, those are interesting, right? They're just a fun look. I don't quite know what the idea was behind them, which makes them even cooler, I think, to me. But I like the waviness of them. And I think they're really cool beads. So LC35, 20 of those available, 60 cents each. Those would make some cool earrings, right? Again, maybe pair them with some bone. I was looking, like I made these pendants earlier. I think this black stuff could go really cool with some of these if we did something with them. Some of these flower pendants I was working on that didn't quite come out as well as I wanted them to. I don't know if all of you saw these. I was doing image transfers from our flower garden. But I think some of these, especially like do something with bone and knees, right? I need to work on something like that maybe. Some kind of necklace, those as a pendant. I don't know. Some of them came out okay. Like this one, I think it came out okay. Kind of like that one. Some of these are a little bit more rough. But you know what? As they've kind of dried, I think they're better. They've gotten better since I last looked at them. Or maybe I just took a step away from them. So these are LC35, 60 cents each. Okay. Charlie says, I realize I'm buying interesting beads and need to buy more spacer kinds of beads. Spacer kind of beads you can find, you know, we can get you spacer. We got a lot of spacer beads on the website. If we don't have more on the website, I got a lot here that we can show you. But you got to get the interesting ones while you can, right? Marion says, distress style. The pendants, yes. I kind of really like that. They're a little distressed. I'm actually, at first I wasn't quite happy because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted the images to be perfect. But the more I look at these, the more I'm kind of really actually pretty happy with them. I don't know. This one's a bit much. That one got a little bit too distressed on the edges. Suzanne says, really like these pendants. Thank you. I might make some to sell. I don't know. You think they would sell, everybody? You think anybody would buy those if I made them to actually sell? That was the intention, was to make them to sell. But then I wasn't sure I was happy with them. But now that I'm looking at them again, I'm like, I totally think that's pretty groovy. I think I would like those. I think I would like those. It's okay. You can say you wouldn't buy them. I'm not going to hurt my feelings too much. Make a match for earrings. Yeah, that'd be really cool, right? Okay, these are, Teresa says, I would buy those. Okay. How much would you pay, Teresa? Where's my price point at? These are about 14 millimeters. These are a faceted round black Czech glass bead. Pretty simple, but sometimes, you know, it's one of those, I want to call it a basic because, you know, basic black is a you know, a necessity, but I'm supposed to use a different word, Andrew tells me, and I always forget that word. Basic always comes to mind because in fashion, you wear your basic blacks. Classic, I guess I should use classic. Classic black. Marion says, I like distressed style goodies. Me too, actually. I'm a perfectionist and it's hard for me to get it, to look at it and be like, okay, this didn't come out perfect. But then I look at it and like, but this is distressed and it looks pretty good. Brooke says, if I can manifest some craft money, I would buy one. Awesome. Maybe I'll have to put some for sale. We'll see. LC36, 50 cents each. These are, there's 20 of these available. LC36, 20 of those available, 50 cents each. LC37. 17 of these available. These are in black again, and these are corner drilled like this. They're kind of cubes, but they're kind of wonky cubes, which is even more fun. Look when you put them together. Maybe. Come on, get on there. There we go. Look how they sit together. Teresa says, whatever price it is, I know it will be fair. I was thinking around like $12 for them. That's what I was thinking. There's a lot of work in them, but I was thinking like $12 a pendant. I don't know what y'all think about that. Would you buy something like that for $12 to use? And I don't know if I would need to. I was wondering about putting, because right now as they are, they're kind of matte finish. I don't know if I'd want to cover them in resin. If I covered them in resin though, they'd probably have a glossy finish. So I don't know if that would be better or not. But they would definitely be more durable. That's the thing. But they're already distressed, so maybe they don't have to be extremely durable. And I could also do them with different flowers on each side, maybe. That's another thing too. Suzanne says, I like the matte. Me too, that's the thing. I like the matte. I don't think it's as durable, but I like the matte myself too. Suzanne says 12 is a fair price. Good. Because maybe I'll make some and see. Teresa likes the matte as well. LC37. These little wonky cubes. There's only 17 of them available. And just to give you an idea on these, they're around 13.5 millimeters that way. Marion says, Matt, to keep the distressed vibe. Yeah, I think it would almost have to, huh? Otherwise it starts to look too purposeful, and then it has to look more perfect, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. But if you like those, if you think I could sell them, maybe I'll actually try to sell some. Because, like I said, I wasn't happy with them at first. And I got to play around with them a little more, maybe. But I think they came out, now that I'm looking at them, kind of like them. Kind of like them. Like an old picture that's been distressed over time. Grace says, very fair price. Susan says, I like them. Thank you. Now, I don't know if some of you didn't see those. I only showed them once, and then I was so unhappy with them that because I wasn't sure about them. I was so unhappy with them, kind of, that I was like, I don't know if I'll ever do these as a selling thing. But this is just in case you missed them. This is not those, by the way. But some of the edges got worse than others, but now that I'm looking at them, I still kind of like it. These are all flowers from pictures that we took in our flower beds. Yeah, welcome back, Susan. Thanks for joining us again. Daisies and daffodils and toad lilies and hellebores. And I think this, I don't know what this one was. I can't remember. It might be a kind of peony. And the foxglove. There. I think that's a type of lily. Sanders is so organic. I don't know. I think that's good, right? I think they're nice. Now that I'm looking at them again, Susan says, looks like an antique daguerreotype. Yeah, that's when I'm kind of looking at them now, and I'm like, that could be pretty cool, actually. At first, I was like, they're not good enough. And now I'm looking at them, and I'm like, those could be really cool on a vintage looking. You put them with the right vintage kind of beads, especially since we're doing these vintage beads tonight, and I'm looking at them. Maybe. Those they might go on the website. We'll see. All right. So we have 23 of these tubes in Czech Glass in black. They're 40 cents each. This is LC38. So these are about 17 millimeters by about 6. Yeah, by about 6. 17 by 6. And these go this way. And these would be great, I think, if you paired them. You could make these, if anybody got any of these 37s. So these were the 37s. And maybe you want to make a pair of earrings like that. Right? Or even maybe if you did something. Oh, I still have one there. Like that. I don't know. Play around with it, right? Dangle these, put them on loops so they dangle. But there. So that would be if anybody got into those LC37s, and you might want to throw in a few of these kind of elongated tubes here, or elongated rectangles, rectangles. Susan says white stick pearls would look very cool. Absolutely. White stick pearls would go great with these pendants or with these, right? There are only 23 of these at 40 cents each. LC38. All right. Now we're getting into some pretty, so pretty green. I am smitten with this color green. LC39. Look at how beautiful these are. And these again have those indents that you saw in the black ones earlier. So I think like if you put two of these together, they kind of look like those wavy black ones we had earlier. But let me see if they fit on this. Yeah, they do. Look at how pretty those are. We have 20 of them available. LC39, 35 cents each. And just so you know, we're going to have more of this color green coming up. So if you want to start a little collection, start with getting the LC39. Susan says, wonder if it's uranium glass. That's the thing. I don't have the black light here, but I would not be surprised if some of these greens lit up. It wouldn't surprise me at all, being vintage Czech. So these are about 20 millimeters by 4.5 by about 6.5. LC 39, 35 cents each. 20 of them available. Aren't those beautiful? Like, oh, I love that green. And that would go well with some of that previous green if you wanted to, or like I said, we have more matchy to this color. That green would look good with your pendant, says Suzanne. Here is another one of these. We have 20 of these available. These are bigger than the other ones. So if you want to add it with my pendants, there you go. That would look good, right? I think it would look good with Andrew's pendant too. Remember, this is available if anybody wants it. I don't know if anybody sent us an email for it yet, but this pendant is available that Andrew showed you how to do yesterday during the live. So if you missed that live yesterday, do check it out. He showed you how to carve this out of polymer clay. It's not a beginner tutorial necessarily, but it does have a lot of tips that even if you are a beginner, you could get a lot out of that video. And this is available for $45 only if you're interested, which I think for a piece of art like that is a great price. Even if you just hung it on your wall. But these ones, let me give you the size of these ones. These are slightly larger than the ones we just had. And these are 20.5 by just about 6 by about 8. 20.5 by 6 by 8. And these do not have the dimples that the other ones had. These are just a puffy kind of, I don't know, puffy pillow shape. They're not wavy like the other ones. I love this green. I hope you love this green too. LC40. 45 cents a bead, 20 beads available. That's all we're letting go of, because some of these Andrew decided to keep because he liked this color and I like this color a lot. LC41. More of these very beautiful greens. This time in this oval shape, which is about 13 millimeters by 17.5 by 5. Look at those. Very pretty. LC 41. 20 of them available. 75 cents each. These are a little more expensive. They're a nicer, well, I don't know about nicer, but They're a more expensive one. Suzanne says, are these beads from the 1950s? Honestly, I'm not sure how far they go back. I believe these are from a series that Andrew got from the 90s, maybe the 80s. But I don't know if they go back further than that. I don't know if he's still watching or if he's cooking dinner, if he knows for sure or not. They look like it. They look like they're from the 50s, right? But I think, and like I said, I could be wrong. I think they're from the 90s because we have a cache of these that we got that were from the 90s. I don't know if this is part of that same batch or not. 20 of those available, 75 cents each only. And I think that's a really good deal. I think it's a really good deal because if we strung these up, they'd probably be at least $1 or $1 each, $1.25, $1.50 each in a strand by the time we strung them up and counted them out and what we would sell the strand for. So I think at 75 cents, that's a good bargain. Less than $1 a bead on a strand. I don't know about that for vintage beads, but we're doing it for you tonight. Pam says the pattern is intriguing. It's a nice pattern, right? These ones, I'm almost 100% sure that these glow under a black light. I believe we may have used some of these in a kit once upon a time, maybe a Halloween kit. So I'm almost, like I said, almost 100% sure these glow, but don't quote me on it for sure. Don't buy them because you think they're definitely going to glow. I don't know for sure. I don't have my black light. But these are a purple and green bicolor bead. They're 75 cents each. 13.5 by 5.5 by 19.5. And there's only 15 of these available. And they do not go on 18 gauge wire. They'll go on beading wire. They might go on 20 or 22 gauge wire, but they're not going on 18. But they have that beautiful dual color to them. They look like fluorite. You got that beautiful purple and green together. Charlie's is kind of like the Aurora, right? Beautiful coloring on them. Each one's different, how it took the color. Sometimes it's a little more purple, sometimes a little more green, sometimes it has some swirls in it. There are 15 of them available. LC 42. How are y'all doing? Hanging in there with me? I like doing these individual bead nights. I hope you all like them too. I know some of you really like them. I just think it's a great way for you all to get a few beads here and there that you don't have to spend for the whole strand. And you can make pretty things to sell at your shows if you do shows or just to match outfits, or you don't have to spend on a whole strand. Suzanne's here with us for sure. All right. Probably some of my favorite of the night. I love these little squares, these little puffy squares in this green, 65 cents each. Susan says Andrew has an amazing stash of beads, right? 65 cents each. These little squares, and they are about 12 millimeters. Let's see if they are squares. Yep, just about 12 by 12. And at their puffiest, they're about 7.7. I am in love with this green color. I don't know if y'all are buying these or not, but I am in love with this green color and this patterning in them. like these with some of the earlier ones, right? Maybe we look at LC, these are LC39. And you do little things like this with them, right? Make little earrings. Wouldn't those be nice? Or even if you were just doing something like this, use some of that AG fine pewter in the antique gold color. That would look really nice with those. I just happen to have these here, that's why I keep using that one. But also, like, I have this Czech glass here, and I think these little flowers could go really nicely with these, right? That would be cute. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. LC43. These ones are LC39 if you're interested and missed those. These are LC43 for the squares. Suzanne says they have the chatoyance of tiger eye. Yeah, kind of, right? It's not quite the same, but they do. They have a very pretty, like you could definitely pair tiger eye with those. Yeah, they kind of do, right? You're right. Definitely pair those together. Make sure I'm not putting the wrong things in the wrong bags here as I'm pulling extra bags out of stuff. LC43, 10 of those available. What's up next? Okay, this is the last of that green color, I think. LC44. We have drops. We have 20 of these. And these are 17 by about 7 or 7.5. They're a little bit wider on one than the other. So they go a little bit wider this way than this way. Susan says that would make an interesting dangle earring with LC43 and the fine pewter bead. These and the squares, yeah, absolutely. I think these would look pretty together if you did this with this. I think that would be really pretty together. Do a little loop, like I said, keep doing your, don't put them on a wire together and loop them up here, but loop them in between so that the dangle dangles and then this dangles from your ear wire. I mean, you could put them together. They'd be a solid unit then. I would put a little space and dangle them, a little loop here so that they dangle together and move, have some movement. But LC44, there are only 20 of these. I think these are really nice. I think pretty much you make any shape in this green color, I'm going to say it's really nice. So I need to stop because you can all tell I love that color already, right? You all know. These are only 65 cents each, though. Okay, 45. We're down to 5 left here, everybody. We're going to 50 tonight. 5 left. If you've been on the fence, not sure what you're getting, you don't have many more to look at before you make your decisions. LC 45 are these bicolor, red and clear, kind of twisted triangles, maybe we'll call them. It's kind of what they are. But look how fun those are. There's only 10 of those available. 80 cents each. The bicolors are a little bit more expensive. But really, I mean, really, you buy 2 of them to make a pair of earrings, you're paying $1.60. That's not too much cost on your end to make a pair of earrings. 17.5 millimeters about that way, by about 15 millimeters that way, by about 10 millimeters that way. There are 10 of those available. LC 45. Aren't those pretty? Aren't those super pretty? LC 45. 10 available. I hope you're claiming these. I hope you're liking them. I know you're liking them. I hope we're selling some of them because one, we need to make money, but two, we also we like to see what you make with our stuff, and we want to see stuff in the Design Challenges group too. You like that bicolored stuff? How about some more? How about some more? So these are drilled this way. And these are kind of a pinky brown center. I know that's not the best, maybe most nice description, but that's kind of what they are. But I like these a lot too. I love these bicolor ones, 75 cents each. LC 46. So these are about 19. Hey, you're back. 19 millimeters by about 11 millimeters. And then this way, yeah, close to 11. They're a little bit, they'd hang more like that at about 13.
Ooh.
I know, right?
I like the bicolors.
I know, we got into some bicolors here. LC 46. 75 cents each on them.
Aren't those juicy?
10 available, and that is it.
Like if you bit into it, it would gush juice
I know.
of delight.
Gushers, baby. Gushers.
Don't do that though.
No, don't bite the beads. Don't eat the beads. Don't bite the beads. Don't break your teeth on the beads.
Correct. And if you do, that's your own fault. Because we done disclaimer it.
Right. That's it. Disclaimer's out there. Bicolor again in this blue, and the outside of it is a slight pink.
Isn't that pretty?
Slight pink. Sometimes you can see the pink in some of these better than others.
How about bicolors?
Yeah, look at those. Look at those.
Aren't those pretty?
65 cents each. Only 10 of these available.
That's it?
10 available.
No, there's a price.
65 cents each.
I'm like, why I spent all these years collecting?
Charlie says, I heard eat the beads, my own choice.
Oh, don't do.
Don't do. Do
I
not
guess
eat
you
the
could
beads.
try it.
No, 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 no. Do not eat the beads.
You
Do
may
not
have
listen to
some-
Andrew.
You may have some
No,
trouble
no,
times
no, no,
later.
no.
There's gonna be a rocky road.
LC 47.
I don't want to play that game.
LC 47. We've gotten 10 of these available, only 65 cents each. I didn't even do a size on these for you yet.
You may have to ask Suzanne about that pow poop.
12 millimeter beads. Suzanne says that blue.
Isn't that pretty?
That blue, right?
Imagine you gonna make some earrings with that. You're gonna be all dingle dangling, sparkling in the wind. You're gonna be mesmerizing.
Mesmerizing.
Did you know that word is named after a person named Mesmer?
I did not.
He was an early hypnotist.
Well, maybe I did know that. Was that in a movie somewhere?
I'm sure at some point.
All right. Next up, another bicolor.
Ooh, who my god friends?
LC48.
Who was watching the True Blood?
Yeah, who started rewatching True Bloods? True Blood?
There you go.
The Alienist, says Suzanne. That makes sense. LC48.
You know, but it's actually a real thing. It's not just movie.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Check these out.
yeah, who's got
Red and black drops. LC48, $1.50 each. 10 of these available. Only $1.50 each. Let me give you the size of these.
Y'all been watching the interview of the vampire?
20, about 25, around there, 25 by 18 by 5.
Did you know that a majority of Anne Rice's doll collection is nearby? It's over where your doctor is.
Did you all know that?
So if you are into the Anne Rice,
If you come up for the opening, maybe.
we can rent out that hotel, that creepy hotel.
Creepy hotel.
They have a giant Ouija board on the roof. So if any of y'all sensitive, then that's probably not that room block.
Right. LC48, $1.50 each. 10 of those available.
And they have the cursed art. Charlie's name is not cursed art.
Not cursed art. But they have the cursed art.
Yeah, they do. They brag about it.
Ooh.
They're like, yep,
Yep.
you gonna have the nightmares.
Okay, these.
Get ready to sleep in your car.
We only have 6.
Oh, those ones black light.
These are black light. I think we used these in a kit somewhere once upon a time.
Too.
They're slightly pink.
They called that Burmese because they got a little bit of gold.
A little bit of gold in that pink with the green. They got that little crackle kind of look to them. They're.
But it's not. That's the pattern.
It's a pattern, but it looks like it's crackle.
It's a design that's pressed in.
And they go this way. LC49, $1.75 each. Only 6 of them available. They are 45.5
I hoarded those.
by 12 by 5.5.
That's the last of it.
That's it. We've got 6 available. That's 3
like
pair.
Uranium glass.
It is uranium glass.
It's a uranium salt, so it's not going to set up the. You're not going to get the Chernobyl time.
Charlie says, "No Ouija's for me. Mom said so," and said, "No cursed art for me. It's repelling me."
Oh, well, that's in Wimber.
LC49, $1.75 a bead for those. And the last one tonight.
Ooh, it's a goodie.
It is a goodie. We saved a goodie for last.
You like the green, y'all.
I know. I went through some of these green bins.
One, I've never seen this color combination ever again.
Green and brown.
But it's in that clear, y'all.
In the clear. And it's this wavy gravy.
Look at that.
Look at those.
You're going to be Jungle Princess up in here.
Look at those. LC50, $1.50 each. Only 15 of them available.
Doesn't that feel like a lush tropical?
It does.
Like somebody going to have the suntan lotion.
These are 17.5 by
next season on White Lotus.
15.5. Marianne says, when William described that one bicolor as a pinky brown, I hesitated before requesting. It was a pinky brown. I'm going to tell you what it is. But I'm glad you requested. Thank you. I guess that means you requested. LC50. LC50. No, it's hard on here. LC50, $1.50 each.
Aren't those pretty?
15 of them available, and then they are gone forever.
There's no more.
If you think you might use these at any point in time, get them now, because you will never see these again. Oh, Pepe Tools joined us.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in.
We use their tools.
We do, for sure. LC50,
You getting all the famous people, William?
I don't know what's happening tonight.
I don't know. Must be full moon.
LC50, everybody, $1.50 each.
Someone famous just messaged me on the internet.
Oh yeah?
And I was like, what?
What?
You know who I am?
You know me? Marianne says, I did since they looked more brown than pink to me. Yeah, they are definitely more brown than pink. But it has that pink, you know, it's the brown's heading off that way, but it's more brown.
You know, I never was really into pink, but I saw this this calico fabric, which doesn't mean what you. It's not like a cat. Think more Little House on the Prairie, and it had a calico print. It's like a floral, a pink on brown, and it was so pretty. And it was a Japanese inspired textile, and it was just so lovely. And it made me think of that company that they, during the Great Depression, the people were using the flour sacks to make the kids' clothes.
Oh, yeah.
So they started printing fun fabric, like they started making the flour sacks out of fun fabric so the kids would have like cool clothes.
That's cool.
So there you go.
So,
I could have made it up.
You could have made it up.
But I didn't. Somebody can fact check that.
So I hope you like that, everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope some people grab some stuff because I think we had really great prices on vintage Czech glass, most even antique Czech glass.
Some of those are over 100 years old.
That's what for this one actually. Do you remember the green ovals? Suzanne was asking if those were from the 50s. It was these.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I said I know you had a batch of stuff from the 90s, but I know some of this might be older.
No. It was that collection was put together in 1989. So it's all, if it's vintage in 1989, it's all antique at this point, because the only things that are not antique are probably like the Hello Kitties. Those are from like the 90s when Hello Kitty was super popular.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other things that are more contemporary, but almost everything from tonight's show was from a collection that we got where she was a designer in the 80s and 90s. And like all the trays, if you've ever seen the back, if you've ever seen pictures of our studio.
Oh, behind here.
The clear trays that we have all were from that collection. And she stopped collecting in 1989.
So all this stuff was vintage for her. Yeah. So yes, probably the 50s, 60s in there then.
Yeah, I would say that. Those ones.
Yeah. So there you go. So these are even older than we may have thought. So if you liked anything, please grab it. These will go back into Andrew's stash, anything that does not sell. Reabsorbed. We may make some of them into strands to put into the new store in Johnstown if we have enough of anything.
If Lennis comes over, that's her job.
Put her to work.
You said you were going to come and hang out and make stuff.
Anybody want to come to the grand opening to work?
And restring
beads. But so some of these may show up as strands in the new store, but they're not going to probably go online. So this is your only chance to see them. You know, we give you the good looks here on the live. So if you want to see the good stuff from us, I mean, everything's good.
Do y'all want to do another night of this or no?
Yeah, we have more. Do y'all like this? Do you want to do another night of this tomorrow night?
Maybe not tomorrow. No, maybe.
Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. Now that we're at the store on Fridays, I don't know what Friday night lives are going to look like. Whether or not we will have lives, because by the time we get the store cleaned up and drive back home, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of time to get a live together.
We're going to have to do it at the store.
Yeah, if we have stuff at the store to do.
We're not set up. Hang out though, because if we hang out until like 10 or 11 o'clock, that's going to be a long night.
Yeah, so we'll see what lives look like on Fridays from now on, especially here in the moment until we get the store fully set up. But anyway, so we might see you here tomorrow with something. If not, maybe we'll pop on throughout the weekend because we're going to be up at the store doing stuff. So we'll see what happens.
I'm not.
You're not. Well, maybe on Sunday.
Maybe. You never know.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I see the numbers dropping. You're all going to bed.
Like,
We're going to go to bed too.
No, we're not. We're going to work.
I've just been working.
More work.
All right, everybody.
Got some enameling to do.
Marianne said next week would be better for me.
Oh, for the late night?
It's going to be June. Next week's going to be June.
Oh, for
being able to order, right,
for
Marianne?
that, what you call it?
Suzanne says, good night all. Have a great weekend. Susan says, yes, more loose Czech glass beads. Next week is okay too. All right, everybody. Maybe we'll do more of these.
What you going to do tomorrow?
Charlie says, I have rice sacks I'm going to make pants out of.
That's
Do
good.
it. Do it. All right,
I
everyone.
need 2 for now, the jumbo size. Filipino size rice sack. Otherwise, it's going to be shorts up in here.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. I got to do this long spreadsheet.
You'll do great.
It's long even if nobody claimed anything because I got to put all the little things in for if we had 20 of them, I got to put 20 little rows. It's a lot of stuff. So I hope there's lots of claims to make that worth it.
I hope somebody got my mermaid.
Yeah, anybody grab this? $45 for that. If you're interested. Okay. Thank you. I see numbers dropping. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, everyone. And maybe we'll see you back here tomorrow. Maybe not till next week. Bye, everybody.
See ya.